Now in this video I'm just going to go through the calculations to work out how much it's going to cost for the volume of cement, but also the surface area that you need to paint. So how much paint do you need and what's the cost of all the lightweight concrete you need. So the first thing is we were looking at volume. We're just going to make some values up. So I said 10,000 cubic centimetres and we've got a surface area of 5,000 square centimetres. Provided the density here and also the cost of a bag of 20 kilograms is $30. 500 ml of paint costs $20 and 1 litre of paint will cover 20 square metres. So let's look at the volume thing first. So if we're looking at the volume, I might just change the colour of that. So volume of concrete that we've got is going to be equal to the mass of it, I should say, is the mass of concrete is going to be equal to the volume times by the density. That's the symbol for density. So that's going to be equal to 10,000 times by 0.09. Now you can do that on the calculator if you want to, but timesing by 10,000 means I move the decimal place 4 jumps. So that's going to give me a value of 900 grams. Right, that's the units that we're working in. So 900 grams is actually equal to 0.9 of a kilogram. Right, so that's what this works out in my particular calculation. So we know a 20 kilogram bag costs us $30. What we need to do is use our ratios and then we can work that out in terms of a cost per kilogram. So 1 kilogram over here is going to be equal to $30. Divide that by 20 and that's what 1 kilogram is going to cost. So if I'm working out my cost over here, the cost is equal to simply 0.9 of a kilogram times by $30, divide that by 20. Okay, so I'll do it on the calculator. So 0.9 times 30, divide that by 20, and that's going to tell me it's going to cost $1.35 for my concrete. Keeping in mind, I've just made some values up and hopefully your values make more sense. So that's saying the cost of the concrete per piece is going to be $1.35. Now keep in mind a chessboard has 16 pieces on each particular black and white. So if you wanted to work out the total cost, you could times that by 32 and that will give you a rough cost of your concrete. Alright, so that's the next thing there. If I have a surface area of 5,000 centimetres squared, right, then what I need to do here is I need to convert 5,000 centimetres squared to metres squared because I know the coverage of a particular thing. So keep in mind our conversion. If I've got 1 square metre, then that's 100 by 100, isn't it? Centimetres. So therefore we know that 10,000 centimetres squared is equal to 1 metre squared. And so I have to divide that by 10,000. So that's equal to 0.5 square metres. Alright, so that's what I've got there. So again, we'll do the same sort of ratio. If you were doing that, so 1 litre covers that. So in here, if we're looking at that, we could say something like this scenario here. Get my pen to wet. All right. So if that's the case, then 1 litre covers 20 square metres. 500 mils is going to cover basically 10 square metres. That's going to cost you $20. Right, so therefore in this particular case, if we're looking at 1 square metre, that's going to cost you $2. Right, So 1 square metre is going to cost you $2. So the cost for the paint is going to be equal to the area in square metres times by $2, because it's going to cost you $2 per square metre. So that's going to be equal to 0.5 times by 2, which is going to give you $1. Now, I've just made these figures up, so don't assume that what I've given you is correct. But in this particular case, we might then consider doing maybe 3 coats, or you might consider doing 2 coats of a primer, cheaper paint, and then 1 coat of the more expensive paint with that. Right, so you've got a way of working out your cost for your volume, and you've got a way of working out your cost of your paint. So we're going to be using ratios there, and you need to show that for the correct values that you've worked out. Alright, so hopefully this helps you. If you need some further help, make sure you come and catch up with me, and we'll go through that calculation.